the view is that, to begin with, the presidency acknowledges Mr. Sammy Gyamfi's immediate act of contrition and the acknowledgement of the need to express regret over that incident. So that apology has been taken on board. You do recall that when President Mahama launched the Code of Conduct, he said that one of the remedies for any potential breach was a public apology.
All the properties. Okay, this is the good. Alright, so these are some of the good.
Adishima eje timenya babidru Sammy Gyamfi kesi obi ade de na ekọ de na Mahama eka de afa ho MPP fo eni nipa binum de ka wonko na nka ya pam Sammy Gyamfi abante ene Erica kache enura wono nso de krata akoma ahraje ho nsem wono nso sabre wose watese Mahama de update bi aba wono nso atwe asan abusua aban ma ne bofo panyin Felix Kwachofosu onumonyamfo ina enne wode aba betu dwechem se mampanyin John Dramani Mahama etie Sammy Gyamfi ensem na bresi ye no wotogo te se de yetumi abonumu amane nyina na bra wo ba ye bonumu amane no ena wo hu ne se Sammy Gyamfi asem de si ya pe eno obabe pa ho chew na we no chew pa na wode aba no ekire se yentumi nto asem no so ntwe na twetan yeda oba oja na agu sire so a pepa ne pepa na yentwa ntwene nti brebra ma amane amma ene chief of staff afre no de kokowia ne se na chew pa oduru wan so sa akopa chew se eja mo amhwe video ya enya bibia o wo sire me petro sika adoye na meye na akwakofa nsem hunyan ede aba ne nti sabre Sammy Gyamfi asem na busua ye twa ne ti se tin Mahama se waje ne chewpa no atom na mum wonhwe yie na samfom so we ebi ensi biom nansa na no ene Malik Basintale ne enwanum TV3 fo edi nkomo edi afa ho na Ezra TV so ene nkomo twetwe akoso ewo sansim kuro John News so ne mpanifo bi atwe nkomo ne nyina ewo ha ye de bekaka ye ho na afen so agrada ansema wo CPC tasese pam Sammy Gyamfi a wo betwa dwa eja edi ato na so dan mu ne mantle ne wayire ne baburu nyina wo de cheche ne ho nkro ne ba na ensem na ye pinso papa na ni nyina ewo ha asabre yede afutum France yede ni nyina emma wo enti bomadina se wutie na wohwe wo be subscribe wa share wa like no comment na bibia etim akoso tote kama afei so ya kire nipa mako nsia wo mo ye India fo wo mo efa sebu akwanso abra kwantimpom da ho ene o mayi godu ene sika ene puduo mu puduo wo mo ede ko mu kurum nyamencha de Goldbod ene national security kolabo yetumi achese nipa nsia no na mpanimfo akira emumiensa yebegya wo mamo makọ mu kurum na emumiensa de wo mbefa mra kwanso okurum de ntie ne se miensa na yedi ka kire wo na sabre Goldbod mra no na enhya ase enya adwuma deadline edema foreigners wo mudi gold hu dwa okurum na ensi enti wo de yebeka se yebegya wo kwan na miensa na kan de yedi wo mbefa mra kwanso pepepe fireman Abesim fridge ene wotwitwa nkurati ehye fridge mu ne ho enkro ne ba no ene Alaska Junction Abesim bonomantam no mu ene de ne kopie mu ewo court na jury oso ohwehwe gender balance ohia mema 9 ema miensa ewo ni case nyamencha de ene bibie tumasiri poma mebusumi June bosumi ne de toso miensa ene fireman abatan ya okum ne omma a onu ankasa ne maame eka ho bi ombeba aba bedi adanse wa asemu wo court etia fire ma abusua weyi ene nsema ya bono pa yesemu ede ama ha eye Konkonkotv so abusua yenkobo ani akohume.
The view is that to begin with, the presidency acknowledges Mr. Sammy Gyamfi's immediate act of contrition and the acknowledgement of the need to express regret over that incident. So that apology has been taken on board. You do recall that when President Mahama launched the code of conduct, he said that one of the remedies for any potential breach was a public apology. He also said one of the potential remedies was a caution from the highest levels of government. After the interaction with the Chief of Staff, the Chief of Staff cautioned him, having acknowledged the apology he made. He cautioned him and impressed upon him to take on board public sentiment and act in ways that reflect public expectation. The Chief of Staff also took the opportunity to reissue the same caution that the President had sent to all appointees to be circumspect in their conduct. There may be things that may be commonplace in our private lives, but once you become a public official, you need to be sensitive to public expectation, and therefore that ought to guide the way that you order your steps. So in view of that, Presidency does not believe that any further action ought to be taken beyond the apology and the caution. And we all take a cue from it and are going to do better in order to meet the expectations of the Ghanaian public. We value feedback. We are aware that Ghanaians expect high standards in the performance of our duties as public officials. We remain committed to meeting those high standards to ensure that we deliver the best of governance to our people who have been long suffering in the last few years under poor governance. So that is what I have for you. It is not deemed at this moment necessary to take further action beyond what has already been done. And Mr. Sammy Gyamfi has committed to ensuring that such an incident does not recur.
Emrano ni ubedi. Inti mrantie miense yo mufri India ya yachi omu fufre. Emra yi eni omu babedi. Bomo a yedi kanchi omu no die. Enam se bra yachi omu no. Na ye hone ni nyanso ye ni ti. Yebeja omu amo mako omu memu. Eno ni nchire se amanfreni eto mrana yebeja omu sa. Omu die yeja omu fize bra yachi omu no. Na hone no ebre no enyanso ye. Tomani biya yensa kan te se di operi ekan no. Ebi sika hoko. Panedodo mu no ye sika hoko wo mo nchen ena fe so Ghana cedi pudu ahodo nso e wo mo nchen idini nyina no ye sizi a emra no ene omo e ba bi ede kokobo abo bia titiriu amanonefo no se eba sika kopo dwedie ne dia eye Ghana fo nko a ena fe so eye Goldbod nko a na sa edwedie no efa ye so na ekowi achie no dwuma no mu die no esi bra na ye kokobo no ebre no enya nsoye itenam santi yebe famra kwan so na ye gya omo amoma sa akọ omo memu na wabra we nyina ekoso no ebra ye ma akọ ndi afọ mrantie miensa bio enso tete kire wa omo so ayo madwen se omo so saa esuma si dwadie no so omo so bedi bi nti fofi anto ata ene ye doa omo a ene embra no ene omo die.
It wasn't our intention to cover because each software knows the quantity of gold we retrieve from them. So when we started putting it together, so they belong to different group of people. It's one of time I saw the video, I asked myself 10 questions. The first was that, is it a crime to give someone a gift? The second question was that, is it a crime to give someone
the denomination as purported to be dollars. The third question was that, is it a crime to give Agrada money? The fourth question was that, has anyone been able to establish that the amount of money given does not peg onto his monthly wage or his monthly salary, and so on and so forth. And so when I analyzed the circumstances surrounding, then I asked myself a question. Is it a crime to sit in your car, count money, and give to someone? These are fundamental questions any Ghanaian watching us today will also ask him or herself. And the reason why people ask themselves these questions is because they would try hard to arrive at the point of establishing where Sammy Gyamfi erred. And it's just fair. Like the presidency has invited, or were said to have invited him for questioning. Anybody would ask anybody such questions. And for me, as a young man from the northern part of this country, I won't fault Sammy Gyamfi for even apologizing. And the reason is that, per my training, whether you are right or wrong, if there's an uproar based on morality, you ought to apologize, even before you explain yourself. Growing up, there were things I never did wrong. I was scolded for them. And per my training, all you need to say is, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Then after, if there's ever an opportunity, you explain yourself based on the facts of the circumstances. Okay. Let me state emphatically on this platform that when I watched the minority, I shook my head.
No, we'll come to the minority, but you didn't provide answers to the questions you asked.
I mean,
so what were your answers to the questions?
So I'm coming to that. Yeah. Number one, based on the first question I asked, is it a crime to give someone a gift? No. There is no law in this country that criminalizes the offering of gifts. In fact, even if you are a public officer, once a gift is given to you, there are steps you take to ratify that particular gift. And those steps were done even in recent past, where His Excellency the President declared some gifts that were given and donated them to the state. Fair enough. All presidents get some gifts. What you ought to do is to declare it and follow a procedure. Why? If there's any wrongdoing, His Excellency the former president, Nanado, was caught on tape taking a brown envelope with 2 hands from people. It was a gift. He never declared it. But even with that, we never penalized him for it. Fast forward, the second question, is it a crime to possess dollars? There is no law, again, in this country that criminalizes the possession of that currency, dollar. There is no law. Look, recently, last week, and even till now, our brothers and sisters have been going on pilgrimage. They don't take Ghana cedi there. Do you know that it is even more of a crime to take a lot of Ghana cedi out of this country than taking the dollar out of this country? Go and read the foreign exchange law. It is a crime. If I'm traveling out of this country, the amount of cedi I can take out is far lower than the amount of dollar I can take out. At least with dollar, we can even do up to 10,000. But with the cedi, you must do far less than it because you cannot take that currency out. And so for our brothers and sisters who were going on Hajj, what currency did they take? Or what currency did we give them? There is no law anywhere.
I find no basis to really say he did anything wrong. And I explain. It's not wrong for anybody to give to anybody money. We do that every day. It's not wrong for you to possess dollars. Practically almost everybody I think I'm talking to right now may have a dollar or two somewhere, or has held dollars at some point in his life. All right? But there's a legitimate concern. What's the quantum? $800, $2,000, whatever it is. How did Sammy Gyamfi just get money? Who is Sammy Gyamfi? When did he even start working? Yes, he's a 37-year-old young man. But if you don't know people's story, be patient. I think it's fair to ask, but don't assume graft. I know the access is acquired. While in opposition, he's worked as a senior executive of Ghana's largest contract mining company. All right, respectfully, for somebody who was already living an affluent life before his appointment, I don't find it unreasonable for him to possess that quantum of US dollars. I may say that because you're a public official, you shouldn't be doing that and flaunting that. The Iranian president recently said that in terms of economic difficulty in any country, lavishness by public officials, even when it is with their own private resources, is indefensible. And to that extent, I agree that what he did was inappropriate. But let's not push the boundaries. He's apologized. He's realized what he did was wrong, was inappropriate. But don't assume he actually stole your money to do it.
Sammy, in case you don't know him, now where did that answer? Oko Abemu. Sammy is one of the youngest guys at KNUST, a commercial center.
Yeah.
On quality tour the whole floor. Or at that time, that was 2014 thereabout. He bought it. He rented it more than almost 20 billion, 1.5 million.
Okay.
Yes, and will be a pub, the biggest pub ever. And so, na table 7,000.
I see.
Yes, okotna pub no one. Table was 7,000. The boy was blessed and has been blessed.
Ezra, 94.1.
You join us on our Facebook page, Ezra Radio. Another pay Obeba now why a part of the discussion. Now what join here our Ezra Radio. So I mean at the time unim MLK Mercedes Benz.
Okay.
At that time the boy had Mercedes Benz and he bought a car for one of the journalists, young guys that will come and say, yeah, ask Nuruddin Abbas at that time and ask Osempakeni, who is Sammy Gyamfi to him.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a vehicle from Amber, a truck from Amber, which has loaded whatever they call it, gas, a gas tanker. That is it over there. The gas is leaking up from the top. The driver has stopped. So the gas is leaking, but nobody knows what he is doing there. Is there anything you can do to assist? Please. The gas is leaking. Gas is not leaking. Yeah. Our La Paz. Our M1. You know so. Okay. Thank you. If you can do something about it for us. I don't know, fire service, but they are not picking. Thank you. Gas track on NSC, middle of the road. Middle of the road. It's the middle of the road. And a leaky fit top. Amber filling station for track. And it's the middle. Yet gas in our. Yet gas in power. I say. A costro. A leaky was thrown in a leaky costro. Please, fire service should come around, please. We need fire service before something happens, please.